Activate your arms. Reach from your seat to your fingertips. Let the front of the forehead really press down. Yeah, slide the hands forward a little bit more. Take a deep breath in and exhale loudly out through the mouth. And then seal your lips and begin your breath of Ujjayi breathing the best that you can. Feel the air slip through the back of your throat. Right, and at any point during your practice, especially these home type practices, you just modify, you take child's pose. It's not a big deal. Press up onto all fours into a tabletop position. Bring the hands in a little closer. Your hands are going to be directly underneath your shoulders. So if you're just entering, just push your screen on mute. Yeah. Welcome to our party. So yeah, we're stacking our body in tabletop position. Waiting for you all to get there. Tabletop position. Hi guys. Extend your right leg straight back. So flex your right foot, draw the navel in. So a lot of the practices I've been doing with myself are really working on stabilization of my core, because everything goes from there. So really reach, get support, feel the ground. Then extend your left arm like you're shaking hands with someone, although we'll never do that again. Slide the arm forward and just pause in space. So the proprioception of your body being pulled apart, a strong flex of your right foot, a strong reach of your left arm, and a soft gaze, just slightly forward a little bit, keeping your neck long. Press more into your right palm, grip in. Now inhale the breath, exhale, extend more. You're gonna begin to hug the elbow towards the knee the best that you can, and then extend out, lengthen. So just like this a few times, hug in, and extend out. And it seems awfully simple, but the more you move, the more challenging it gets. Hug in, and then reach and extend out. Keep a strong flex of your foot. Hug in, faster isn't better, slower is better. Extend out. Keep going, hug in. Extend out, more core, hug in. Extend out, one more, hug in. Extend out, pause. Left palm, right knee to the floor. Left leg extends back, neutralize everything so there's no turning of the hip. Everything's really squared off. Do that first. Seems simple, but really extend. Extend your right arm forward. Find your gaze. If you're looking around, this is hard to capture. Press into your left palm. Really press. Reach across your body. Keep your neck long. Strong flex of the foot. Strong reach of your right arm. Begin to hug the knee in. Pause as you hug in. Extend out. Flex. Hug in. Gaze is forward a little. Extend out. Good. Hug in. Press and extend out. Just like this a few more times. Hug in. Extend out. Hug in. Extend out. Flex the left foot more. Hug in. Extend out. One more. Hug in. Really tight, really close. Extend out. Pause. Right palm, left knee to the floor. Curl the toes, downward facing dog. So everything works from the previous pose. You work into the next thing, into the next thing, into the next thing, until you find yourself done in Shavasana. Press the hands firmly into the mat. Bend behind your knees as much as you can. So if you've got a shoulder thing going on, know that you can always just stay with tabletop, or you can bring your forearms down and take more of dolphin if that doesn't bother you. Let your head go. Relax your jaw, relax your face. Spread your toes wide. Begin to feel the back side of your body really getting a nice stretch. Your hips lift up off your shoulders. Your outer arms grip in. And if you feel like your shoulders are bearing all the weight, activate your legs a little bit more. Press into the padded part of your hand. You're gonna roll forward to plank position. Stack your body right here. Your gaze goes forward. Good, hold. You're in plank, your tailbone is long. So remember, modify if you need, because what we're about to do, you probably shouldn't do at home. No, I'm just kidding. You're just gonna try and move the best that you can. Now, what I'm gonna recommend doing in a second is widening the stance of your down dog. So let's lift our hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take your feet out about 3 fist distances, even a little bit more. Bring your hands in just a tiny bit closer. Then you're gonna roll forward to plank. So it's a little wider, it's a little tighter with your hands, your knees can be down. Press into your right palm, extend your left arm forward. Once again, Nancy, this isn't good for the shoulder, just stay in a regular down dog reach. Now, keep the left hand without it touching the ground. Start to lift the hips, slide the left hand to the right shin. See if you can tap it. Good, try it again. Roll forward, slide your right arm out. So you're kind of in a one-armed plank. Left palm down, pause. You're in plank. Right arm reaches forward. Right arm reaches forward. Reach it. Begin to lift the hips, slide the right hand to the left shin. So you're crossing your right hand to your left shin or somewhere on that leg. Roll back out, plank position, slide your right arm forward, draw your belly in. Right hand down, downward facing dog. We'll try it again. Plank position. You can always drop your knees. Left arm forward, draw the belly in, feel the right palm. Lift your hips, right hand taps left shin, left hand taps right shin, sorry. Come forward, slide your right arm forward, left arm forward, left hand down. Right arm reaches forward, now we're on the right arm. Lift the hips, right hand, left shin. Come forward, slide your right arm forward, right hand down, plank position, downward facing dog. Good. Rearrange your down dog so it feels about right now. Then come back forward to a regular plank. Bend your elbows in half chaturanga or drop your knees. Pull your chest through for an up dog. Point your toes. Broaden across the upper shoulders. Downward facing dog, hips press back. Come forward to plank, hug your right knee to your navel. Yes, you're in plank, your knee is inward towards your navel, your gaze is forward. Step the right foot forward and through. Drop your back knee down, slide the kneecap back, or slide something underneath your knee so you can pad. Grip your right hip underneath you, stack your knees so it's over your ankle, slide your arms up by your ears. So just do this to begin with. Yeah. And even coming up to something so simple, sometimes the balance is a little unstable. So you just work it out. Lift the waist, feel the right foot press down, extend up more with your arms. Your arms are going to drop by your side body, kind of like a swimmer's pose. Arms are going to start to reach back. As you begin to straighten out your leg, your arms reach back. So it's more of a runner stretch, but you're staying up on the knee. Drop your top foot, or you can keep the toes curled. We'll do it slow. Reach your arms up like that in a half lunge with the knee down. Arms reach back. You start to move your seat back just a little, flex your right foot. Try it again. Reach your arms up, bend your right leg. Reach your arms back, start to lift back, flex your right foot. You're in a runner's lunge right here. Rebend your right leg, reach your arms up. This time, take your hands to the floor, turn your back foot onto its side, take a block, take it to the outside of your right foot. A variation, extended side angle, or arm can rest on the top of the thigh. You can just stay up really high. So these are the options. Twist the ribs. Grip and hook your right glute underneath you, everybody. Yes, your right hand can be on a block to the outside of your foot at any level, or your arm resting on the top of the thigh. Breathe a little bit more intently into your body right now. Grip the right hip, your back left foot should be turned a little bit onto its side, so that way the thigh bone turns forward just a tad. From your elbow to your fingertips, straighten your arms, and then see if you can bring your gaze and look up just a little bit. Come back to your breath. It's hard to focus, I know. So just breathe and just focus right here in this moment. A few more breaths. We're not going to bounce up. We're going to bring our dristi down, slide the left hand down. You're just in this low runner's lunge. Roll to the outer blade, a version of Vashisthasana side plank that works for you here. Stack the 2 feet on top of one another or drop the bottom knee. Slide the right arm up. Everything can be modified. Just drop the bottom knee down and take this with support. Extend the right arm up. If you want more today, take your hand behind your head. Palm into head, head into palm. Create this little marriage. Lift your waist. Stack your hips. Spark up your toes wherever you are. Keep your hand behind your head. See if you can do this. Bring your gaze down. Start to turn your hips to square off. Right hand down, plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. How are we doing there? Upward facing point. Downward facing back. You're moving slow, you're not moving fast. Roll forward plank, you do what you can. Hug your left knee to your navel. Your breath is flowing, it's a good thing. Step the left foot forward, drop the back knee, slide the kneecap back enough that you're not jamming your knee into the floor. Reach your arms up, supported lunge. A few breaths just to feel the lift of your hips, the left heel pressing down, your left knee is tracking over your ankle, side of your body lifts you up. If you feel your kneecap grinding, slide something underneath. Lift your waist, breathe, moving our lungs forward. So in one motion, you start to swing your arms back and then your seat moves back a little, your left leg flexes. You go into a runner stretch. You stay up high though, guys. You're not sitting back onto your right heel. Yeah, rebend the leg, sweep your arms back up. So it's kind of like a joint mobility. Arms reach back and then the left leg starts to straighten and the hands tense. You create a little leverage for yourself. Keep yourself lifted. Again, rebend the left leg, reach your arms up. Reach back with your arms, hands tent, left leg flexes. You get a hamstring release here, it's pretty great. Rebend the left leg, extend your arms up, pause. This time take the hands down to the floor. Turn your back right foot onto its side, turn it forward a little, reach for your block. Remember what variation you took. I'm gonna go outside, right arm extends up. Go straight up towards the sky, or you can reach up and forward. You can also just bump your arm on the top of your thigh bone and support and modify. Grip your left glute underneath you, twist your ribs. This is a hip opener, you didn't notice. You anchor your right foot though, fire up your right quadricep, and then where can you find lightness in the pose? Sometimes you search the whole practice and it's never there. Work a little deeper, experiment, breathe. Keep gripping that left hip underneath you. Turn up the ribs, look towards the ceiling. 2 more. The transition is going to be slow. First look down, right hand comes to the floor. Right heel peels off, you're in a low lunge right here. Right palm goes flat, begin to roll, Vashisthasana side plank. Stack the body. Drop the bottom knee, support before you do anything. Bend your left hand behind your head if you're looking for a little more. Spark up your toes. Lift your waist. Draw the belly in a little bit more. See if you can lift your hips a little higher. They should be stacked nicely. Now the transition's slow. First look down, then start to re-square your hips towards the mat. Then your left hand comes down, plank. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Pull yourself through an up dog, point your toes. Take a downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, turn your back foot on its side, warrior 1. Wide enough and long enough, and there should be a little bit of a turn of your back thigh so your ribs can turn with you. Outer blade of back foot presses firmly into the mat. Your arms reach up. Once again, if something's going on with the shoulder, the elbow, your wrist, arms just stay by your side body. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Plank position, decide what you need. Chaturanga can be skipped. Up dog should be powerful. Downward facing dog back. Step your left foot forward, turn your back foot onto its side, warrior 1. So it's no explosive energy, it's nice, steady, slow enough that you can feel. Press into the outer blade, steer the left hip back, draw the belly in, lift up a little higher. Hands come down, plank position. Bend your elbows, chaturanga, upward facing, point your toes. Downward facing, be still. Take a few breaths in right here. Lift your hips up, plug your hands down, let your head go. Feel the mat, look where you want to land. 2 big steps or a light float to the top of the mat, you decide. Come to the fingertips, long spine, fold over the legs. Bend your knees into a chair pose, weights in your heels. Arms reach up, if that's available, from your elbows to your fingertips, straighten your arms, dig your heels, let your shins drag back. And then where's your gaze? Look forward a little. Press up to stand, draw the hands to prayer. Drop your arms, leave that behind. It's in the past. Stretch the arms up, just a few sun beats. Sit into chair, weight in your heels. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Plant your palms, 2 big steps, or a light chaturanga. It's up to you. Upward facing slides you through. New breath. Downward facing. Right foot lands, back foot onto its side. Warrior one. Come on up. Everyone looks good. Hands to the floor, plank. Halfway gets you to that chaturanga. Upward facing, fire up your thighs. Downward facing. Left foot steps, back foot onto its side. Warrior one. Hands come down, plank. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog, be still. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Look where you want to go, step or float your feet to the top. Long spine, weight is forward. Hands can always come to your shins. Fold in half. Sit into chair pose, weight in your heels. Yeah, so you really want to feel like you can sit, even if your feet are separated hips width, that's fine, or block in between your thighs. If lower back's aggravated, shoot up to stand, draw your hands to prayer, drop your arms. Reach your arms straight up, revisit chair, sit deep. Fold over the legs. Long spine, come to your fingertips, plant your palms, 2 big steps back to plank, chaturanga, upward facing point, downward facing back. Right foot steps, back foot onto its side, not too fast, not too slow, just right for you, warrior one. Hands come back down to plank, bend your elbows, chaturanga, upward facing, downward facing. Left foot forward, back foot onto its side, warrior one. Hands come down, plank, chaturanga, upward facing, downward facing, be still. Just one more. I won't take you out with this too much. One more, breathe. Press into your hands, look where you want to land, float or step to the top. Long spine, weight is forward. Nice, fold over your legs. Sit again into chair pose, weights in your heels. Shoot up to stand, draw your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Stretch your arms back up. Lower your seat from the top down, it works a lot better. Chair pose. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine sets you up. 2 big steps gets you back. Plank, bend your elbows, chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing. Right foot forward, keep moving. Back foot on its side, warrior one. Hands come down, plank. Take your time if it's too fast. Up dog. Downward facing dog, left foot forward. Back foot onto its side, building heat from the inside out. Hopefully it's working. Hands come down, plank. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Upward facing point, downward facing back. Roll forward to plank position. Good. Good, let's do this. Drop down to your forearms, forearm plank. Your right foot lifts, right knee towards right tricep. It is going nowhere near it. It's just in that direction. Right leg back, flex the foot, lower the right foot. Lift the left foot, left knee, left tricep in the general direction. Left foot back, let it hover. Forearm plank. Again, lift the leg, knee to the outside of the arm, leg back, let it hover. Lower it down. Lift the foot, slide the knee to the outside of the hip, extend it back, lower it down. One more time each side. Right knee, right leg back, right foot down. Left knee, left leg back, left leg down. Plank position, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, grab your strap or something that you have. If you don't have it, you can do this without. Cartwheel open, warrior two. I think I'm actually sweating. Yeah. Job well done. So this is what you're doing. Think about the lower half of your body, warrior two. This can be done just with your hands on your hips too, if something's happening, if something's funky. The strap is gonna go in between your thumbs. Yeah, slide it so your arms go really wide and the strap goes behind you. Just because we're not in the studio doesn't mean that we can't do different things and be creative. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You have enough slack that you can straighten your arms. Good. And the strap is kind of behind the back of my head. Sit into your right thigh, hold. Good, so if it's a little more stretchy, that's great. If it's more like mine, yeah, right leg is forward. Turn up the inner part of your thigh to the outside of the baby toe. Drop down. And the goal is to really broaden across the upper arms and begin to really lengthen. Sit deeper, feel your feet on the floor, your back left toes are turned a little forward. 2 more breaths. Keep the strap in your hands if it's there. If it's not available to you, don't worry about it. Straighten your right leg. Scoot your left foot in a little bit. Begin to tip with your hands in a block, triangle pose. Now, the back of my palm is going to press against the inside of my calf. Left arm still extends up. I'm giving a little pull to the strap if it's in my hand. Once again, if it's not there, hand to shin or to a block, A-okay. Broaden across the chest and then lean back just a tiny bit as you grip your feet and your hips. More breath. Little series of triangles in your body. To get out of this pose, we're gonna do this. Pull the arms up, come up straight first, then rebend the leg. Warrior 2 with the strap. Take the strap, throw it to the floor, someplace nearby, extend your arms, regular warrior 2, and then tip the arm forward and float to a half moon. Stay close to the floor. Give it a try, see what happens. Half moon. If your balance is off, you may end up on the floor. It's okay. If you have a wall nearby, you could use it. Yeah, extend the left arm up. And then work on really keeping your right foot forward, gripping that right hip. That foot wants to turn for most of us. Float the left leg up a little more, spark up the left toes. If you added anything in, just meet us back in half moon. Fine tune this half moon. Then look down, left hand comes to the floor, square off your hips, step your feet together. Come to the fingertips, long spine, we're at the top of the mat. If you got lost, fold in half. Sit into chair pose, weights in your heels, reach your arms up. Slide the hands to prayer, inhale that breath, hook the elbow and twist. Now, if you don't normally open up your arms and you feel like you're warm enough, give it a try to open up your arms. Use the back of your left tricep to press against the outer part of your right leg as you drop your seat down. If your arms aren't opening, hands in prayer, turn up your breath as you turn your ribs and you look up. Keep your hips, your knees, and your ankles all lined up. Keep the shape of your legs, don't move that. Pull around to chair, fix your eyes forward. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine, plant your palms. You can float, you can step, plank position, chaturanga, upward facing, downward facing dog. Let's just go ahead and step our left foot forward, turn the back foot onto its side, take your strap with you, cartwheel open, warrior 2. We'll keep it moving. So once again, working with the strap goes in between my thumb and my first finger. I'm gonna go behind my head a little. I'm gonna give myself a nice little slack here. Open up my arms. I'm gonna really just work on the alignment of my warrior 2 and broadening my arms and chest. Couple breaths right here. Your ribs are not turning. Mine are facing towards my fireplace. I'm stacked nicely. Turn up that inner thigh so it doesn't roll forward. It's opening. Keep breathing. It's just a feeling. Anchor your right leg. Press into the mat more. Drop down into the pose. Close your eyes for the last few breaths. If your hands are bound in the strap, keep it. Don't lose that. Straighten the left leg. Thank gosh. Scoot the right foot in just a little bit. Begin to tip just your torso. Back of left palm is going to press against the inside of that calf, and the right arm is going to extend up. Right arm extends up. You lean back just a little bit. If you don't have the strap, just use your hand on your shin or to a block. A lot of obliques working here. Feel your feet on the floor, feel the side of your body really lengthening. Lean back just a tiny bit more, last little. Keep your legs straight, grip your feet into the mat, keep your arms straight, pull yourself up, straight arms, straight legs. Then keeping your arms with that strong slack, rebend the left leg, warrior two. Take your strap, throw it to the floor. Right hand can come to your hip just to neutralize yourself. Reach down, float to your half moon, stay close to the floor. Use a block, place it at any level, be creative. Right arm slides to the side of your right body or straight up, spark up your right toes. Add in what you need to make this pose what you want it to be. And if you fall out, come back. Left foot wants to turn, so see if you can keep that left foot more forward. If you're taking Shavasana, the kick goes behind you. Meet us back in another regular half moon. The transition should be slow. First, look down, right hand comes to the floor, you square your hips. Step your feet together at the top of the mat. Sit big, chair pose. Weight is in your heels. Bring your hands to prayer. See if you can drop your seat a little deeper. Hook your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. And if you don't normally open up your arms, give it a whirl. See what happens. Back of the right tricep presses against the outside of the left leg. And then you really want to dig in. Only the ribs are twisting. Everything else stays nice and neutral. Knees line up, feet line up, shins flip back. Keep the shape of your legs, pull back around to chair. Dig in, dive over bent knees, forward fold. Plant your palms, setting up for crow here. Arches of your feet stay together, knees come high up into your upper armpits if you're taking crow, and 1 foot at a time you lift up off the ground. Bend your elbows a little bit so it's like creating like a little shelf. Alternative is squat malasana. Take your feet really wide if you're going into squat though. Yeah. If you're dying for another variation, TT Batsana or something else, this is the place to do it. Sit up nice and tall. If you're in crow, draw your navel in, look forward, round your spine. Nice, nice, Julie. I saw that. Beautiful, fabulous. Step or float, Chaturanga Dandasana. It doesn't have to look pretty. No one can see you. Upward facing, point your toes. Downward facing dog, back. If you have blocks, take them to the top of your mat. If you don't have blocks, you're gonna have to be creative, okay? Downward facing dog, slide your right foot forward. Back heel's gonna stay lifted, high lunge. All right, we're gonna have some fun. Why not? Because this could go one way or the other. We could just take Shavasana and rest, or we can work a little harder. Stretch up with your arms. Okay, arms are gonna float back. I'm gonna float myself into warrior three. If your balance sucks, you're gonna use something to help you lift the floor up. My arms reach back right here. Warrior three. Warrior three. My arms reaching back. See if you can hug your left knee in. So you can hug your left knee in. You can do this with your hands on blocks. This is fine. Or against a wall. This is great for core stabilization. Now, in one motion like we did before, arms are gonna reach forward, legs gonna extend back. If you fall out, you try it again. Don't open your hips. Try it again, everybody. Reach your arms back, hug your left knee in. Keep pressing your right foot down into the floor. Hug it in, reach back with your arms. Extend your arms forward, reach your left leg back. Revolved Ardha. Slide a block underneath your left hand. Right hand's gonna come to the flat part. Unavailable for you, twisting triangle. Twisting triangle is where you'll be. Twisting triangle, revolved Ardha. Two options. Revolved Ardha Chandrasana, the back leg lifts up. Good, twist only where there's a rib, look towards the sky. Maybe stack your arms on top of one another. Lift the inner left thigh. From the inner thigh, you lift that left leg up. The waist stays long, the belly draws in. Flex your back foot more. Look to the floor, right hand comes down, giant step back into a low lunge. Pause. Drop your back knee if this is too much. Grip your hips in. Reach your arms up, high lunge. Hands come to prayer. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow and twist. Just be grateful this practice is not being done in a 100-degree room. Yes, scissor the thighs together. There's a lift of your ribs and you look up. You want to open up your arms or add a bind here. This would be a good place to do it. Lift your torso and twist. Scissor the inner and outer thighs together. Contract your left thigh and glute so your back leg is really long and strong. Crown of the head is in line with your left heel. Stay with me. Another big breath in. Look to the floor, plant both hands. Step back, plank. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Re-straighten your arms to plank, pause. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Lower all the way to the floor. Slide your left arm forward. Bend your right leg in half. Reach back. Just grab the outer part of your foot, the top of your foot, wherever you can get hold of. Kick your right foot away from your body. Lift your left arm and your left leg. Scissor the legs together. Kick up with your right foot. Lift the left side of your body. Release. Hands slide back. Child's pose. Take the child's pose. Downward facing dog. You're almost there. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward. High lunge. We got to remember that whole thing. High lunge. Have the blocks at the top. Know that you can utilize them. So reach your arms up strong. Really grip your hips in. Slide your arms back. Do that first. Yeah. Really feel your left heel. You have to bend into that front leg. Start to tip your torso and then push off warrior three. Nice and slow. Warrior three. Don't open your hips. Arms are reaching back in this version of warrior three, or hands can be on blocks. The lift of your lower belly, the turning of your right thigh. Now, if you can, once again, if you can't do it, you don't do it. Hug your right knee to your navel and pause. Your arms are still reaching back. You have to bend a little into your left leg. Extend your right leg, reach your arms forward. Keep your gaze forward. If you fall, you try again. Reach your arms back, hug your right knee in, pause. Reach your right leg back, extend your arms forward. Gaze is forward. You're going to twist your variation, twisting triangle, twisting Ardha. Hand on a block, out in front of you, underneath your right hand. Twisting triangle, your back foot comes and you have your right hand on your shin. So either of these options, lift the belly, flex your right foot, and turn up your ribs. Stack the two arms on top of one another. Just a few breaths. So the inner thigh likes to get like kind of lazy here. Lift from your inner right thigh and then flex the foot more and lift up. Look down, left hand comes to the floor, take a giant step back. Reorganize your feet, make sure they're long enough and wide enough. Swing your left hip back and then rise up, crescent lunge. Bend into your front thigh, drag your hands to prayer. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow and twist. Back knee can drop here. Outer left hip should be burning, should feel something. Grip in, squeeze your inner thighs, activate your right leg. Come off the ball of your foot more, and then lean back. I'm gonna lean towards my fire. Not into it, just towards it. Open up your arms if you want more, or take a bind. That's not my specialty. Stay with it, a few more. Keep squeezing your inner thighs together. If you took a bind, unravel your arms. Look to the floor, both hands come down. Step back, plank, pause. Bend your elbows, chaturanga, keep your gaze forward. Re-straighten your arms, plank. One more time, lower all the way down to your belly. Left leg bends in half, just bend it in half. Reach your right arm forward. It's kind of like a swimmer's pose. Grab the base of your foot, however you can grab. Keep the knees lined up. Kick your foot away from you. It's only gonna lift up a little. And then right leg and right arm reach across your body. Your gaze is forward, your neck is long. It's completely free. Release. Hands underneath your shoulders, press child's pose. Downward facing dog, hips pressed back. Slide your right knee forward, come into a half pigeon. We're almost there. Half pigeon pose. Fold yourself down. Top of your left thigh presses into the mat. Let yourself melt. And don't get complacent in the pose. See if you can just breathe a little bit more. If your arms are forward, reach them forward more. Get the lift of the forearms so your arms become a little more active. Press yourself up. You're gonna keep your right leg where it is. If you have a block, you'll bring it with you. Swing your left leg forward, kind of like a half tree, separate leg stretching here. Open up your hips a little bit. So your right knee comes back, your left leg is out. I'm gonna take my block. If you don't have a block, you can use a hand towel or you can just grab the shin. Arm's gonna reach up, turn the right ribs and take the block over the base of the foot. And what this is encouraging me to do is continue to flex the foot and also really squaring myself off so I'm folding evenly over the shin. Pull yourself up, put the block down. Sail pose is next. Right palm's gonna go flat. The wrist face is out. Press into your right leg. Left leg goes straight, top of the foot, but base of the foot presses down. Left arm extends up. Sail pose is a back bend. It actually feels really good. So press away from the floor. Lift up a little higher. Good. Lower your seat down. Now your right leg's gonna come to the center and the left leg's gonna come around for Ardha Matsyendrasana, which is called seated spine twist. Two butt cheeks are firm, left hand behind you, hook the elbow, and then twist. You can't get the elbow, guys, to hook. Just give the leg a little squeeze, and that's gonna stretch the piriformis. We're not done here. I have a little add-on for you. So if you want more, and your torso is lifted, your right hand will reach down. It's gonna grab the base, the outer base of your left foot. So do that first. And then if you can, the leg will extend out, straight out, forward. And then you continue to twist as you flex your foot. Keep the lift. Rebend the leg, take it back to the floor, and then release out. So when you release, you can counter stretch the opposite direction. Scientifically, apparently does nothing for you, but it just feels good. Come around, float the legs back, downward facing dog. And I kind of feel like I want to move again, so I'm just going to move through a vinyasa. That's up to you. Upward facing dog would feel good. Downward facing dog, back. And then left knee slides forward, half pigeon on this side. Checking in with this side of the body, and then coming down. And then working it out. Right thigh is pressing down, top of the right foot is in the mat too. So if you're rolling all the way to the left, that's considered dying pigeon. We don't want to do that. Anything you're feeling, just let that go. If your arms are kind of limp, energetically reach them so they're kind of like in a firm down dog type position with your arms. See if you can slide your hands a little more forward. Good, start to press yourself up. Lean onto your left butt cheek, take your block with you, right leg swings around. It goes to the corner of the mat. Left foot comes in, kind of like a little tree. My block's gonna go the long direction in between my hands. If you don't have it, it's okay. Turn your left ribs and come down. And then the block places nicely over the base of the foot. And then you turn your ribs so your belly is facing towards the right thigh. And if you can't grab your foot or the block, you just grab closer to your shin and bend your knee. Come up nice and slow, remove the block. So setting up for sail, the elbow, the wrist faces out, the knee presses down, the right foot will press, and the right arm reaches back. Nice work. Lift a little higher. Good, lower yourself down. When you get down onto the mat, just swing that left knee so it's more even with your hip in the center, and then your right foot will come around. Seated spine twist. Right hand behind you at the base of your spine. Left elbow will hook, or you can just give that leg a little squeeze as you begin your twist. Good, if you want more, the left hand's gonna grab the outer edge of your right foot and straighten out the leg. As you look over your right shoulder, we begin to twist more. Good, press through the base of the foot. Good, rebend that leg, take it back down to the ground. Come to center, counter stretch going the opposite direction. Good, and then swing the legs around, step back, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Now last time today, drop your forearms down to the floor for a dolphin pose. We did all this work. It would be a shame not to just take ourselves up a little bit, even like a little mini inversion. Your hands can come down, your thumbs can even come together. My hips are lifted really high, and I'm just gonna work right here today. If any of you would like to go up into a pincha, then you'll start to walk your feet up and come up. You can even utilize a wall in your house to be a little safer. If you're looking just to explore, tighten the stance. Keep wrapping your elbows in and press your palms firmly down, and then just bring your gaze a tad forward so your neck stays long. In this inversion, or the setup for the inversion, the crown of the head is not on the floor. That's a headstand. This is a forearm stand prep or forearm stand. Stay for a few more breaths. Keep lifting your hips up. Press the forearms down, broaden the upper shoulders wherever you are. If you're upside down, flex your feet, draw your belly in. And then you'll start to come out when it's your time. Drop your knees, everybody. Press yourself up, just sit up tall. Okay, guys, you're gonna swing your legs around and lay down on your backs. When you hit the floor, we're gonna set up for some bridge and wheel. Okay, bring your block with you if you know you need it. I've been finding myself a lot just kind of prepping for a shoulder stand with a block. So I'll slide the block underneath the lower back, and I'll show you what I mean. The feet stay grounded. I may stay here or start here. If you want to go to full wheel, you're welcome to. And then I'll work one leg up towards the sky, and then the other leg even lifts up towards the sky. And then I create the little back bend by bringing my shoulders together, pressing the palms down, and really flexing the feet. And this can be created if you don't have a block, just by having your tailbone on the floor. Your legs can go up a wall, or you could just create a regular bridge pose or supported bridge. You're in full wheel, press the floor away, lift up a little higher. If you went up into a fuller back bend, come out, take a breath in, and try it again. If your legs are up like mine, keep them up a drop longer. Use your core strength to keep them up. You went up into full wheel, now is probably time to start to come out. Bend your knees in half if your legs are up straight up. Take your feet flat to the floor, do that first. Remove anything that's underneath you out, and start to slowly lower your tailbone to the floor. Let the knees knock in, everybody. The knees knock in, the feet go wide, the palms face up. Good. Then from here, grab the outer edges of your feet, pull your knees down around your rib cage, better known as happy baby or dead bug. And what you can do today is hook your big toes if you have the space. Yeah, and straighten your legs. So it's a wide leg straddle. Use your biceps and then roll your tailbone towards the ground. So from the crown of your head all the way through your tailbone, you're lengthening. Rebend the legs for happy baby. Hug your knees to your chest. We'll set up for a supine twist. I've been doing it like this. If you do have a block, the long direction in between your thighs, legs are bent in half. The seat lifts a little to the left, upper body goes a little bit to the right, and then your hand goes to the outer part of the thigh to encourage that leg to come down. And your left arm is creating a kind of cactus arm. Slowly begin to roll to center. Drop the hips a little to the left, upper body to the right. And you can look a little right. Come up to center. Give your knees a squeeze. Remove anything that's in between there. Hug in really tightly. And then find your way out to Shavasana. Really important. I know we're all really busy, but set yourself up here for some rest. You can put the last song on the playlist and just enjoy the next couple minutes of complete and utter stillness. Let go of your Ujjayi breath. Take a deep breath in. Take a loud exhale breath out. And slowly bring your arms up over the top of the head, giving yourself a full stretch from fingertips to toes. A nice squeeze of your knees to your chest. Definitely a squeeze of gratitude is needed here. Rock up to face wherever. You can face any direction you want right now. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands to prayer. Just have some closure with yourself right now. Awesome practice, guys. Bow your head. Gratitude, community, appreciation for ourselves, and coming together. Lift the head, open the eyes. Namaste. Thanks for joining me.